everybody, how's it going? It's Clippedshots here. Welcome back to another challenge run. This one is by John Smith. So we're gonna go and get this started up right away. The idea is not to do damage with your pegs, with your orbs, but instead to do all the damage with your Refillibuster, egg bag, refreshing punch, mainly the Refillibuster. Obviously, that's the way you get more. Slash bombs. Bombs are okay, but not really like a bomb run per se. I don't think this is gonna work out too well. If it doesn't work out, I have one more theory idea to try. And I thought this might be a good time to go ahead and attempt to use a refresh orb, because I thought that might be okay. Well, anyways, hope you guys are having a fantastic day. The topic of today's talk is ironically most likely gonna be stress. Yes, stress. I just felt like that would be a good topic for today because lately I've kind of had like a little bit of it, you know? And so first of all, if you guys have anything that you want to say about how you handle stress, please leave a comment. I would love to hear. But before we get into that, I'm gonna go ahead and just read out this challenge, and we'll go from there. We're gonna skip all that. We don't really want it. Let's plot our path, and then we'll read out the challenge. We'll go from there. Definitely some question marks sounds pretty nice. Some fights sound pretty good. This is a really good way to tell if we are actually going to be able to win. I do have, like I said, I have another idea of how I can do this. So if I get to the first fight and die, then we just start over with the new thing and see if we can make that work. Well, let's go this way. So this is a fine, I'll do it myself sort of challenge. Refillibuster, peg bag, refreshing punch, Matrushka shell. And I can take any orbs I like. The only prerequisite is I deal no damage with orbs, relying on the Refillibuster instead. Other damage dealing relics are okay. Did I kill something with my stuff? I can't tell. That one disappeared. It didn't even roll off. It just disappeared. That was insane. Did you see that? Did anyone else see that? Somebody rewind. Go check it out. That was hilarious. Oh my gosh. Sorry, got distracted. Synergies are fine as long as I don't deal damage with the pegs itself. They have a suggestion on how else I can do it, but I do have an idea of how I can possibly make this better because it's the only thing I can think of, and that would be to use the Wand of Ultimate Power, and the not only the Wand of Ultimate Power, but also the what's that thing called? Can't remember what that thing is called. Never can. Oh yeah, the popping corn, because you need to heal somehow. So there we go. We did go ahead and kill it. That was actually not too bad. So I'm happy that it's so far working. Like I said, a little bit worried it might not. But anyways, back to the stressors. If you guys have any ways you deal with it, let me know. But stress can come in a large variety of ways. It can come from anything from work, from life, to relationships, or anything of the sort. I'm not going to take that. And so let me tell you about some of my stressors. Some stuff that I have kind of alluded to almost, I feel like, but probably haven't because I'm just crazy. But anyways, so the first thing is, of course, work. Work isn't too bad, but occasionally it's a little bit stressful because what ends up happening is I'm a graphic designer. So if you guys didn't know anything about graphic design, then I think you kind of vaguely know. Oh, the Refillibuster must have gotten a no, it didn't get a buff. Feels like it got a buff though. Anyways, so if you know nothing about a graphic designer, that's the job I'm doing right now. Well, at least I'm supposed to be doing. I'm kind of also unironically writing like stuff, writing paper stuff, which isn't exactly what I should be doing, and not exactly my happy place. Let's just put it that way. I definitely do not like writing. Me and writing, we don't get along. And it's like, that's part of the reason why I chose to be an animator and get a degree in animation, so I don't have to do a ton of writing. You know, I don't mind retelling stories and writing in that format, but I don't really want to be writing myself and like doing like technical writing, which is kind of what I'm doing right now, unfortunately. So yeah, that's one stressor. It's actually a big stressor because more often than not, I'm getting these things and I'm just like, I have no idea what to do and what to tell you. So I am sorry because life is horrible. And like I said, out of all the things that I have, that is one of the most stressful things that I have at the moment. That being said, it's not like I don't have any sort of stressful things other than that. A good example is there was this person that I was I want to be talking to. Let's put it that way, right? Person I want to be talking to, and not getting a response or anything like that sometimes can be extremely stressful as well. So I figured this would be a good time to talk about it because I'm hitting a lot of those stressing factors. Also, we probably want to get a healing something or another. Ideally, a popping corn would make this all extremely doable, but it's feeling pretty doable as it is. So that's the good news. Let's go and toss it over there. Those guys got stuck. But anyways, so this is my advice / thoughts on the stressful aspect of life. And that is, first of all, always keep in mind that, you know, regardless of any situation, time is always going to keep going. So there's no time to be stressing about it. Also, there's not really a better way to throw it on this map. This map, you just kind of like toss it off to the side and pretend that it's going to pan out. Well, yeah, see, you just kind of toss it off to the side and pretend. But yeah, so there's not really a time to be stressing about stuff. It's just kind of like you go buck wild, you know? Let things happen, and sometimes they work out and sometimes they don't, and we killed it. Oh my gosh, I really thought we weren't going to be strong enough to kill it. Holy butterscotch. That was awesome. I'm not going to heal? Question mark? Yeah, I'm not going to heal. That might not be the right choice here. We're going to go for the pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie sounds delightful, and I should have probably healed. But regardless, if I don't heal and this doesn't pan out, then we know why. It also gives me a chance to try out that other run, that other idea I got. Pumpkin pie me more. Pumpkin pie, please. Oh, we got all the bombs though. That's actually really, really good. Slightly bad though, because obviously we're not dealing damage. So kind of wish we got that a little bit later. That's okay though. That's okay though. Okay, we will kill this guy in front first, simply because we don't want to take all the damage in the world. And he's already dead, so it worked out really nicely. But anyways, yeah, so time doesn't stop for anybody. So there's no time to be stressing, and that's one big thing. I leave the stress at work as much as possible, right? Leave the stress at work as much as possible. So when I get home, I'm just, you know what, off to the other stresses of life. And in this case, one of my other stresses that I didn't actually mention is my washing machine broke. And so I actually don't have like a lot of clean clothes. So I might have to go to a laundromat first. And second, I might have to, what's it called? I might just have to do like a load of laundry by hand. That's also a possibility. We'll see how that goes. We thought we were gonna get one today, but it ended up just not happening. And so today is like the last day of more or less clean clothes. Yes, we did it. I'm actually thoroughly surprised we did that. Smoke mod sounds delightful. I love it. Especially with this build, right? Bombs, just add in some bombs, smoke mod, you know, make it so they can't hit us, and we just keep going forever and ever. I mean, that doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna skip it. Yeah, I'm just gonna skip it because that it doesn't really matter. But I don't want to like possibly make a mistake down the road and then take that and just, you know, things not be as great. Also, this will be a much scarier fight. This time around, it will be a much scarier fight. They all got stuck there, unfortunately, but that was fantastic. Them all going in the pumpkin pie. That was amazing. There's another one. Nice. But yeah, so anyways, wash machine, stressful. But again, you know, you just have to deal with what life gives you. And in this case, life is giving us a little bit of stressful, a little bit of stress, a little bit of problems. And that's okay. Because like I said, you know, you just deal with it as it comes and do whatever you can. Hopefully you guys understand this, and I want to hear you guys' feedback on it. I'm curious to see what you guys have to say in this regard. Do you guys agree with me or do you disagree? Everything is fine. Any answer is completely okay. I'm just curious as to what you guys have to say. Okay, how many pegs do we get here? Please, like 1 million. Okay, not that many. We can stand like maybe one more hit. So, fingers crossed we hit a bunch of pegs. That's probably a good toss right there. Not too bad. Oof, unfortunate. Ah! Okay, good news is we're starting off with this guy. This guy's actually really positive for this. There we go. We got him. Nice. We have to heal here. Absolutely have to heal. I'm glad we didn't get anything that would make us not heal. Whenever an enemy is defeated, refresh the board. That actually sounds really good for exactly what we're doing. So let's go ahead and get the refreshive and go that route. But yeah, anyways, and then to like alleviate some of those stressful factors, something I will tell you guys is it's actually a really good idea to work out. I find it nice to relieve stress with either working out or playing games or hanging out with a couple of my friends. Of course, the friends thing is kind of like a double-edged sword because don't get me wrong, I get stressed out. I get social anxiety too, so it's sometimes a little bit problematic. But that being said, though, you know, you it's kind of a give and take. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, and sometimes all sorts of everything. That wasn't too bad. That could have been better, though. If we'd killed him, it would have been that much better. Fingers crossed we kill a bunch of guys this time. Like, we killed one already, right? Yeah, we definitely did. No way we didn't. Okay, Refillibuster is like only good with the Matrushka. I'll be 100% with you guys. Matrushka. Look at it go. It's going buck wild. But anyways, sorry to steal your ear for a minute and rant away about random stressful things of life. But I figure if anyone were to listen, or if anyone would want to listen, it'd probably be you guys. I know sometimes we're kind of on the same page about things. And so I'm always happy to tell you guys a story or two, spin a yarn, and tell you guys a little bit about my life, a little about what's going on. Let you know that maybe if you're in a similar situation, maybe we're not too different, you know? Maybe we're in similar situations, you and I. Although equally, I mean, maybe we're not. Some people actually surprisingly live like very not stressful lives, and I'm like, wow, how do you do that? And other people seem like everything they do is super stressed. And whenever I see that, I'm like, oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. But yeah, so like now that all my normal stressors are out of the way and done, I no longer have stress. I am off of work now, so I'm home, and nothing to stress about. Really, nothing to stress about. I just kind of I'm like, okay, we're chill. Wow, we got him. Okay. Ooh, Electro Peglin. That's gonna make everything like 50 times better, probably. Because then they'll be drawn to all those things. If we go fast enough, then zippity zappity zoop. We should be okay. There we go. Look at that. Look at it go. Nice, we got him. Now we can stop the Electro Peglin. You can just go straight down, buddy. Nice. Look at it go. I wonder if this guy will kill him too. Very curious about that. This is turning out to be a much funner run than I thought it was going to be. I actually thought it was going to be like a pretty difficult run. Like, oh, let me focus on where I'm tossing my orbs to make sure that they're not going down the garbage chute. But hey, you know what? It's actually panning out pretty nicely. I mean, it looks like we're probably not going to kill this guy because unfortunately we didn't refresh the board. But now that we did, now the next guy's dead. Wow! Oh my gosh, he died like instantly. Oh my goodness. I'm thoroughly impressed by this. I really did not think that this would be as good as it is, but with Matrushkas, definitely, I would say they are the orb to get. Like, there is no doubt in my mind. If there's ever an orb to get, it would definitely be the Matrushka. Matrushka. Go for left here. There you go. Because without it, I definitely don't think that the Refillibuster would be any good. I've used it when it first came out, and it just did not tickle my fancy. You know, it was kind of like, Oh no, stop, don't. I want to make a mistake if that's highlighted. But try my best to keep it unhighlighted. Also, my allergies are finally starting to clear up. I'm sorry about clearing my throat in front of you guys all the time, but my allergies are finally starting to clear up. It's like finally past, I guess, like a hay fever allergy season, I would argue. So very happy about that. And hopefully if you guys have had allergies, it's starting to clear up as well, because definitely that is something to not be happy about. Look at that. Oh my gosh. We're going buck wild. I really like that we're getting upgrades. Sometimes it's really difficult to get upgrades and you just get offered new orbs. And it's like, why? I don't want new orbs. Please, stop. Stop. But in this case, it's actually panning out pretty nicely. Ooh. That was weird. Where did that extra 5 come from? I really have no idea where that extra 5 came from. Oh my gosh. Oh my word. We got them all. We murdered a lot of them. Also, having enough orbs is actually really important in this specific build because we can do this where we get a bunch of pegs hit. And if we have enough orbs, then we could just toss out an orb and get a bunch of refreshes and a bunch of damage. It's all good. Yeah, this build is wild. This build is wild. Like I said, I really didn't expect it. I am thoroughly and pleasantly surprised. By the way, if you guys haven't had a sip of water today, go ahead and take a sip, stay hydrated. Don't let the hydration monster take you away. What is it, the Sandman? Don't let the Sandman take you away. We're gonna say Sandman because sand is dry like deserts, you know? So we're just gonna correlate the two and give the Sandman an even worse name because everyone thinks he's bad, but he's really just like the master of sleep, which I don't have any of. So, you know, just, you know, I gotta like be upset at him because I can't sleep. And if I can't sleep, I'm sad. So we just, you know, we're just gonna yell and be upset at the Sandman. We're gonna give him all the bad rap. Drink some water, guys. Oh my goodness. I almost just inhaled my water. Oh my gosh. Bad news bears. Well, good news bears though, everything's dead. Now we get to fight this boss and 600, oh my gosh, 600 damage. I really hope we have the wall. I think the wall would be such a cool fight with this setup. I'm just curious to see how quickly we can take it down. And that's like thoroughly my thoughts. Like, I wonder what it is, how we can do it. And having the pumpkin pie is actually probably like the best thing we could have grabbed, to be entirely honest. Literally like the perfect combo. Because now with the Matrushka shell, whatever we don't kill ends up getting killed eventually because of, wow, he survived with 1 HP. You lucky son of a duck. What's it called? Whatever doesn't get killed, you know, the orbs have a chance to go through that and potentially pop back up to the top. So it all pans out really nicely. It also occasionally makes the stage take a really long time. That's okay though. Honestly, Recombobulator sounds pretty good, but I kind of want either of them because we're doing really good without it. So let's just skip and pretend that it's gonna be fine. Also, unironically, skipping actually helps me in post because then I don't have to add as many contextual things. Okay, there we go. Which, by the way, I'm still working on it, guys. I'm still working on it. I actually found a font that I think is going to be perfect for the graphic, and I'm super excited. I don't know when I'm gonna get a chance. Ooh, wow, whole board's gone. I don't know when I'm gonna get a chance specifically, but I think I'm just slowly gonna make a little bit of time each day to just do it a little bit and see if I can get it done. Sorry, I had like a hiccup or like a burp or something coming, and it's like right there, like in my throat, chest area, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know what's gonna happen, but something wants to happen. Something. It's like hiccup. It really is like the hiccup feel. But anyways, past that, hopefully no suffocation, annihilation. I accidentally clicked him, but it's fine. We'll get them all. That was like the bestest throw in the world. We did so much damage there. Okay, skip it. We're good. Oh, you know what? I'm very confident, but the third stage, we might lose anyways. Because we can't target enemies on that one stage So as good as this build is, it does have its one caveat. It's one, maybe I'll die and lose, and I should have thought about it and actually added the recombobulator. But hey, you know what? Hindsight is 2020. If we find the recombobulator again, we'll absolutely grab it. Let's go ahead and skip this and let's just go for this guy, because I think this guy will be enough. Especially with the electropegnant. Yeah, we're totally gonna be fine. We got both of them taken out. Easy peasy lemon for breezy. Not too bad. Oh, thank you. I'm glad it didn't actually go back to the top. Hey, going back to the top every time can sometimes suck a little bit, simply because we don't even need it. Like, we're kind of, with electropegnant, we kind of don't even need the pumpkin pie. But before we had the electropegnant, pumpkin pie was amazing. Yeah, let's do it. See, we had enough orbs that we took out every enemy, so it actually panned out really nicely as well. Alrighty. Wow, all the pumpkin pies were used like instantly. Yeah, as much as I want it. Again, I don't think I can do the Alchemist Cookbook, because if we do that, I think the whole board is going to turn into bombs, and I don't really want a board full of bombs. So we're just going to gamble it and skip, and hope that the recombobulator comes back up with maybe a bomb baton, so we can actually get past that stage if it happens to come up. Apple a Days sounds amazing. Let's see if maybe we can get some bombs here. No dice. The pegs are too powerful. They pulled us away, which is totally all right. Should definitely gone after the plant first. Oh, my game is lagging. Oh my gosh. I'm hitting so many pegs, it's lagging. Holy butterscotch. It's because of the mirror, guys. It's because of the mirror. That was insane. I was like, oh God. My computer crashed the other day, and I was like, oh God, is my computer gonna crash for a couple seconds? But I just realized it was just the game. The game was being wild. Buck wild, in a matter of fact. Absolutely crazy. That was really cool, though. Even in just like a default, like technically you could get something very similar to this in a normal, plain Jane run. This isn't like a crazy modded run or anything. It's, you know, just moderately modded, I would say. And I mean, we were making the game lag. So I'm thoroughly convinced that you can make the game lag any other way as well. Okay, this is probably one of the worst stages as well for this build. Everything's a little bit too spaced out, but the electropegnant does make up for a lot of those idiosyncrasies, discrepancies, problems, whatever. Obviously, though, the bombs really help too. So that panned out really nicely. We didn't take any damage, and we're good to go. Should have probably just tossed it like pretty straight down. I think we would have been fine if we tossed it just really low. One thing that's really cool about this though is almost every single time I have not gotten any I haven't gotten any what is it called? Any pegs left over. There you go. I haven't got any like pegs left over. Absolutely buck wild. We're gonna go for this guy in the back. We definitely want to get the range guys first. That's always my mistake. I always don't get the range guys first, but I think we're gonna kill everything anyways, and I think we'll be fine. Fingers crossed. Maybe not. I'm kind of happy I went for the range guy first then, because if we don't kill this guy, we'll take at least one hit of damage. Yep, no dice on this guy. Let's see what we got here. Howdy, partner. There we go. See, those guys, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Just unfortunate that we got at least one hit in. Also, after this, I really want to see what the boss is. I keep on forgetting to look and see. I'm sure you guys have seen it and been like, oh, you're going to fight this. And I'm just like, haha, what am I fighting? Just smiling with a silly look on my face, like, I'm fighting what? Oh man, oh man. Oh, that one Matrushka was like, I'm coming out. I'm coming after you. But anyways, if you guys haven't seen, I actually did post just a quick little snippet of something I was working on for Escape from Tarkov stuff. And like I said, I mean, if you guys like Escape from Tarkov first-person shooters, I think it's gonna come out really cool. But as I mentioned in that, like in my post for that, is on Discord, is I wasn't super fond of the outcome. Mainly the middle section. It's not what I want, because I'm like a perfectionist, and oh nice recombobulator, thank you. Being an animator, like that's my major, right? Animation. I always want things to look better and be better. This is unfortunate. I was really hoping for someone else, buddy boy, buckaroo. But anyways, so I'm not super happy with that. I'm gonna see what I can do, and that also makes me think of you know, a short film or something for this game as well. Every maybe once a month I can try to do some sort of short-esque film sort of thing, because I think that'd be really cool, and I think you guys would really enjoy it, assuming it panned out properly. There's no guarantee that it will, but assuming it does, and assuming I get around to it and can, I think it'll be fantastic. And if I ever make enough money off of YouTube that I don't have to work, then I'll actually have time to do those films more regularly. So if right now it's every 3 months or something, maybe down the road that's something we can look forward to as a community. But I'm excited though. I'm excited for it. I love storytelling, guys. I love storytelling. Wow, we got him. Let's go. Yeah, I love storytelling, but also my stories, they're usually darker stories. Want ultimate power. I want it. I want it, but it's such a bad idea. With what I have now, it's such a bad idea. I have no healing, so this basically equates to instant death. I really just can't take it. Not with a good conscience. I'm kind of down to try this though. I never pick up the Peglin satchel. Maybe now's the time. What do I have in my bag? Yeah, I mean, now's the time. If any time were to do it, it'd be now. Let's go and snag it. Let's see what the Peglin satchel gave us this time. Maybe we get 2 orbs and they're fully upgraded. Shall we find out? Let's see. Ba-da-ba-ba. What do we get? Mysteries. Okay, Nosferatu and a Jack-o'-lantern. Both full. Nice. That's exactly kind of almost what we needed. Oh yeah, this is lagging. Please, stop. Oh god, my game's gonna break. The game is gonna break. Okay, we're good. Whew. Oh my gosh, yeah, hitting one of those things on the other side just really messes it up. Reorbanizer might actually be something to save my life. I'm not gonna do that right now, but if you notice crits deal 3 damage, at least I could possibly do that. For now, let's not do that though, and we're just gonna go skip, and we're gonna find an orb that actually is solid in terms of its damage. Maybe a bold orb. Bold orb would be perfect, and I think it would actually deal damage. This also actually a pretty good choice. I'm gonna go and pick it up. I know that kind of breaks the rule, but again, I had been forgetting about those stages. Nice, we actually need that. That'll be beautiful. Now we could have taken this Wanna's ultimate power. Usually the 3rd stage, if there's ever a stage, is going to be the stage where you get the infernal ingot, which is the vampire relic, I call it. And honestly, I genuinely think that that's especially with this build, one of the best items you can get. Oh, I didn't see. Maybe the Jack-o'-lantern does damage too. Well, either way, we need a way to beat that stage. Oh, will we kill the tree too? Oh, I don't know. This is a spicy one. Nope. Didn't kill the tree too. That's okay. Orbsium, yeah, none of those really deal damage. Or Swole Orb might be okay as well. Like I said, that would kind of be okay just for that one stage. Just for one stage. We're gonna go and grab it just in case. Like I said, that one stage is a scary stage. I'm actively scared of it. Now that I've thought about it, I'm oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? Actively thinking about that. We won't use it unless we have to. And yes, this one will actually deal damage. So that's actually really good. It's gonna deal too much damage here in this instance, but that's also okay. Also, does each one get, I think each one gets a spinny poo. Spinny poo, whatever it's called. I don't know. A little loop. There you go. I'm trying to think of a loop, but I couldn't think of it. I was it spins, it goes around. Couldn't think of it, but now I did. Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, we're good. We don't need anything else. Wanda's ultimate power would have been great, but don't need anything else. All right, what do we got here? Sure. Let's see if we can actually do it this time. Okay, no. I'm glad I went left though. I was actively hoping to go left. I definitely don't need that. I'm just gonna skip it. It's not worth it. Left is the best. Left is best, so we will go left. We won't even question it. We'll just go straight on left and rock our way down the path of victory. Yes, bomb baton. Oh my gosh. Now we're actually like in a moderately decent position. We got a couple orbs that can deal damage slash give us damage. We're gonna duplicate a random orb. Nice, Petrushka. Level 3. That was the highest chance, so it makes sense. What do we got here? I don't need it. Skipping it. Skipping. Sure. Oh wait, shouldn't have done that? It's fine though. It doesn't really matter. Reflect be the same. Oh, okay. Kind of did matter. Kind of did matter. I am so happy it did that. This is like a scare stage. I'm like actively scared. Yeah, I'm scared of that exact reason. Yeah. Are we gonna die? We didn't die. Well, the good news is if we toss it, we know that we can almost probably get most of our HP back. There you go. We got it all back. And we know now that getting everything on the board doesn't kill us. So next stage will be low health to start off with, but at least we won't be dead. So that's totally fine. Ooh, this is a difficult one. I definitely want to toss it so that it doesn't come back up. Ooh, that's not good. That's not good. That's really not good. That's really bad. We got a lot of bad going on right now. Okay. We're okay. We're okay. Whew, we're gonna heal. Yeah, I want to start off by healing. Yeah, definitely very scared. Let's see what we got here. Okay, the upside down man. The one fight that we can actually do fine on. Like this is actually not a bad fight. So I will actively try to skip the Jack Orb Lantern, and the Swolt Orb. They were literally just our backups. Okay, no, the Jack Orb Lantern we got from the Hagrid Satchel, so not really my choice, but happy to have it nonetheless. And then the Swolt Orb was our backup. That was actively our backup item. It was like, yeah, we might die if we don't take it. So definitely gonna take it here. And he's dead here. Nice. And we're full HP, which is also super fantastic. We can go ahead and upgrade it. Not that we're gonna use it, but we can definitely upgrade it. Puppet sounds great. The fleece won't do anything because we're not doing damage with our orbs, and you don't get damage for not dealing damage. We're just going to take the damage. I could have, well, no, I would have gotten stones if I'd done that. Keep on forgetting that if you do the stone thing, you end up taking damage. Okay, we're gonna do this. This is gonna be weird. Hopefully it heals us. If not, might be a little spooky. There we go. Yeah, we're fully healed. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. Everybody remain calm. Everything is fine. They have 10 blind. That's actually really good. Like a 10% chance for them to miss. Okay, here we go. Here's the big damage. Here's the big damage. Big lag and big damage. Everybody remain calm. Hopefully my mic isn't lagging too. It genuinely might be lagging everything out. I have no idea. Alrighty. So far, so good though. It's actually doing like a phenomenal job. Okay, now they're all as blind as they can possibly get. That's 33 blind. That's a 1 in 3% chance for them to miss, which is fantastic. And we also get more bombs, so eventually they will most likely be at 100% chance to miss. Assuming my math is correct, I think they're going to be at 66 now. Is that what it is? I have no idea how many bombs there were. Okay, 56. 10 off, which is fine. That's a beautiful number. Okay, this guy's gone, and the next guy is getting whittled down. Ooh, there we go. Nice, we did it, guys. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a comment and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for the challenges, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, everybody. Have a good one. Stay safe, and adios.